Alright, I think I got everything up. Wizardry! Hell yeah! I was going to put up this spoof video, a playthrough of me playing Zork a while back, and I was even going to do a mod talk. You know, how I had downloaded a new mod for Zork and have the screen change its font and all that silly stuff. And then I started thinking about it. It was a stupid joke to begin with. But I started thinking, you know what? There are some old games that I would still probably really like to play and like to do a video screen capture of and put up on YouTube and do a playthrough with it. And the first one to come to mind was Wizardry. Yeah, I'm old enough to have been at the right age to actually play Wizardry back in the day. I had this crappy Commodore computer that probably, you know, I actually never played Wizardry on my own computer, played it on a friend's computer, and it was it was a great game. Now, you know, I'm obviously a dork, so you know, I'm gonna think it's a great game. But I also, you know, I played as a kid. I played D&D. Had two sets of friends, two different sets of D&D friends, which I think at one point actually they came together and we all played this one D&D game. And I don't know, I can't remember how well it worked out, but you know how it is with some friends, personality-wise, not meshing with others. But anyway, that really isn't is neither here nor there. Yeah, so that spoof video just turned into me saying to myself, you know what? I'm gonna look for ways online to get Wizardry on my PC here, my home theater PC, which, you know, obviously any PC today has way too much horsepower to be bothering with Wizardry, and way too many bells and whistles for things to run smoothly. But I was able to find, it's pretty easy, you can look it up online, just Google Wizardry 1 and you'll get some pretty easy free downloads, and you'll get easy instructions for loading it up. The neat part is this DOS emulator, DOSBox 0.74, comes with its own video capture feature. So that's the only thing I was really worried about in making this all work, was having to, you know, buy the proper video capture program and blah blah blah. But DOSBox comes with it, or it comes with DOSBox, I should say. So that's a really nice feature. So I got it all set up, and for some reason I remembered audio being part of Wizardry, just, you know, 8-bit audio. Now that's probably just because back in the day all these crappy video games came with these, you know, crappy sound effects, and some of them, I don't think, yeah, some of them probably had songs chirping away on your ridiculous PC speaker back then. Yeah, so when I got it up and running, it was just making these weird click noises, and you'll probably hear them as I'm playing here, or as I'm interacting with the screen, and it sounds bad. It sounds like there's something wrong. And again, it's been so long since I've actually played Wizardry that, well, I shouldn't say that. That's a bit of a lie. About 5 years ago, I think, I got Wizardry up and running again on a laptop, and that laptop subsequently crashed and became useless to me. But and actually, I lost all my saves and all my because I don't think I was backing stuff up onto my network hard drive at that time. I don't remember. But anyway, I can't find the old saves anywhere. So, and it doesn't matter anyway, because I want to, for purposes here, I want to start with a fresh party. I want to start from the beginning. I want to bore you to death right from stage 1. I don't want to dive in like where I'm on, you know, the dungeon level 5. You know, that's no fun. We want to create a party here. We want to start from scratch. Anyway, so but even 5 years ago, I don't remember was there audio when I was playing Wizardry. I have it in my head that there was audio, that there were, like I said, ridiculous 8-bit sound effects and stuff when you encountered monsters or as you traveled through the maze. But and when I got this going on my home theater PC, I just figured my my NVIDIA, I think it's an NVIDIA sound card. No, it's I think it's a Realtek sound card. It's a DIY build. By the way, I'll put my specs for my home theater PC that I'm playing on. I'll put that somewhere on my channel so you can check those out. And I have this wireless keyboard and keypad, which is not a silent wireless keypad, wireless keyboard. So you're going to hear me clacking away on the keys. If I do get more and more into this, I'll probably upgrade my hardware and stuff, and get something a true gamer keyboard. It's just funny to think to play Wizardry I would invest in a real gamer keyboard, silent gamer keyboard. But anyway, so what the heck was I babbling about when I started, before I got derailed here with specs? Right, the audio. So I had it in my mind that something's not compatible here, that I need to either monkey with the auto exec bat file, the options file for Wizardry, and try to now that as I look at that options file, it's all Sound Blaster stuff, and that's not cutting it. I don't think these days, but it turns out that there really was no audio with Wizardry, as far as I can tell. If I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know in the comments, and give me a dope slap here, and I'll try and get whatever audio there was for the original Wizardry up and running. But I don't think there was anything, and I respect that. So probably what I'm going to do is provide some audio for these videos. Actually, as I'm recording this, I'm listening to my ridiculous, I shouldn't say ridiculous, I'm quite proud of my my music library. So I'm listening to it, and I'm sure at this point, till I put it in the background for the videos, it's not getting recorded. So I'll put some audio into these videos other than my voice for background noise. And actually, if you guys don't like that, if my taste in music is so horrible, I listen to bands that nobody's ever heard of. I listen to bands that the guys who are in the band, or the people who are in the bands, they don't even know the name. They're not even allowed to know the name of the band. That's how obscure. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just I have strange taste in music. I realize that. But I think as far as these videos go, my taste in music may be fitting. Anyway, so like I said, I'm going to put some audio in the background just so there's, because Wizardry didn't come with any goofy 8-bit soundtrack themes, whatever, just to kind of make a more well-rounded video out of it. Right, so those of you familiar with Wizardry, all three of you out there, will recognize that I've set my options so that you don't get that purplish Wizardry. I want the old colors in there. And I was tempted, I should say, that I have my machine in my configuration file. I think I called it auto exec bat. I don't know why the hell I said that. But in my configuration file, my options file, I have my machine set to CGA. And that's why you see the colors you see there. pretty much all of the other options you have. Let's see, you have Tandy. These are old computers back in the day. PC Junior, EGA, VGA only, SVGA, and all the way up to VESA, etc. Pretty much all of them give you that purplish cyan weird color there. I don't know what the heck color it is, but it looks bad. It probably was the way monitors looked back in the day. I can't even remember that much at this point. But I was tempted to go with Hercules because Hercules, I don't know if, I have no idea what the heck Hercules was. Was that a PC back in the day? I don't know. But Hercules gave Wizardry a grayscale, black and white look. And it actually kind of looked neat. The only reason I didn't go with it is because the aspect ratio got fugazi'd. For some reason it was pretty elongated. So I opted here for, in the end I opted for CGA as my machine selection. And pretty much everything else I left as default the way it comes when you set up your DOSBox. I didn't monkey with too many other configurations. I tried monkeying with the audio to get the audio to work until I realized that was a hopeless venture. Yeah, so the just more on that. The Sound Blaster options, right now I have it set to none. The SB type, I have it set to none. But the Sound Blaster options, you can either have Sound Blaster, you can even either have DOSBox emulate Sound Blaster or something called Game Blaster. I don't know what the heck that was, but the values for this option are SB1, SB2, SB Pro, SB16, GB for Game Blaster, or none, which I have it set to. Yeah, so after kind of giving up on trying to get audio to work, I Googled Wizardry online, and it turns out that probably the reason why I think there was audio is because the Nintendo Entertainment System port for Wizardry back in the early 90s had audio that came with it, and that was cheesy 8-bit audio. And I was tempted to use that as the background audio for these videos, but something didn't seem right about that. I think we want to go back to ground zero here, go back to true old school, and just go without audio other than the crappy music I supply here. And I'm gonna stop this video for now, and just check to make sure that everything's working right. Oh, actually, I'm not going to stop. I want to go over a couple of things that I may forget. Now, the video codec for the capture functionality that comes with DOSBox is a video codec I've never heard of, ZBMV. And I actually looked. I can't get Real Player to play it. I can't get QuickTime. I can't get Windows Media Player. I can't get DivX Player. I have a bunch of players on my home theater PC, like most of you probably do. And I couldn't get any of them to play it. And here's the weird thing. I just on a whim, I use Blender to... Blender's a great program if you're interested in video editing. It is just powerful beyond belief. It's an awesome video editor. The learning curve is really steep, so I'm learning. It's blowing my mind, and I'm trying to catch up here. I've only recently started using it. Got frustrated with Windows Movie Maker. It's so limited and so silly, but Blender's great, and I've been messing around with it. And the strange thing is, I took these now. The video codec isn't necessarily the extension that you'll get with the video file you create. In fact, I believe for everybody, DOSBox video capture videos will have the .avi extension, but that doesn't tell you what the codec that was used to create that file is. So what I'm getting at here is Blender was the only thing on my PC that I could get to play these captures, which is a good thing because, you know, I'll just put them in Blender and I'll do my video editing there. And then when I spit out the video file to upload to YouTube, I'll obviously change the codec to something that comes with something that's a little more, probably be MPEG-4. Anyway, so let me stop this recording now. Make sure everything's hunky dory. Oh, and there is no there's no microphone capture. There's no audio recording functionality with DOSBox. It's only a video capture feature. So I'm using Audacity at the same time that the Wizardry and DOSBox emulator situation is running, and video capturing is going on. So let me stop this video real quick, and I will restart, and we'll get into some more, and we'll get into some actual Wizardry interaction and gameplay. All right. Okay, that all seemed to go pretty well, so I think everything's fairly stable, to the best that I'm able to tell anyway. Okay, there is a couple orders of business I want to address here before starting to actually starting the game. Now, Wizardry, those of you who have never played it before won't know this, but anybody who has played Wizardry will know. You have to. There's no world map. There's no local map. You know, there's not all that functionality that you get in RPGs these days. Are not available in Wizardry. So to kind of make a review of where my party is, where their progress stands, blah blah blah, to make that easier for anybody who's interested in these videos and watching it, all two of you weirdos who will actually be interested in this, in order to make that easier for you to play catch up here and figure out where the heck we left off last time, I'm going to try to use Blender to reproduce the mazes, the dungeon mazes in Wizardry. And I don't know how easy that's going to be. I actually don't know how to use Blender's 3D creation tool. And anything in Blender is counterintuitive, so there's going to be some serious Blender study I got to do here to catch up. If that doesn't work out, I'm just going to boot it, and I'm going to fall back on what I do know, which is Java coding, and I'll just whip up some maze maps in Java, or I don't know, maybe I'll use some other Java. For me would be easiest and quickest. I can whip that code up pretty quick. So that should help viewers hopefully stay engrossed, and also not have to remember exactly what happened, and it's going to help me too remember where the heck I stand in the adventure, the campaign here. So I don't. I like RPGs. Maybe that's already obvious. The games that I play are usually either RPGs or strategy games. In fact, one of my favorite games of all time is Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I love that game. It's pretty simple, but pretty rewarding if you know how to work the system in the game. You always got to get Lu Bu. For anybody who played it, you gotta, if you don't make generals that are exactly like Lu Bu and with a high war rating, you gotta find where he is in the game, and you gotta woo him over to your side. That's the only way you're ever gonna win. Um, but yeah, so Wizardry may not be the. I mean, this is. I don't even know if this Wizardry experiment's going to work. But looking way ahead, Wizardry is just one of many games that I want to play again. I don't know how many DOSBox is going to let me play. Hopefully, many. But yeah, I wouldn't mind playing Romance of the Three Kingdoms again. I played the Ultima games. And those of you may be wondering why I'm not playing like one of the more recent Wizardry games, like Wizardry 5, or wasn't there was a trilogy for Wizardry, wasn't it? Wizardry 6, 7, and 8 were all supposed to be kind of the same. You could port your party, I think, from Wizardry 6 to Wizardry 7 and Wizardry 7 to Wizardry 8, etc., etc. I'm not playing those because, well, first of all, this was easier to get my hands on, get my mittens on here, and get up and running. And again, the video capture feature is just golden. Who knows? Maybe Wizardry 5 will be compatible with DOSBox. I don't know. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with starting from the beginning. Anyway, if you're going to go old school, you might as well, do it right. Right. So other games I might play, like I was getting to, I played the Ultima games. I think the last one I played was Ultima 7. Don't quote me on that. I can't really remember, but yeah. So I may play Ultima. I may play Romance of the Three Kingdoms. May play some strategy games like Civilization. I don't know. Those are the games that are still existing out there in the market, or at least existing pretty vividly in people's memories. I don't know. May or may not play them. Probably will play something from the Doom series. I did play Wolfenstein. I don't know that I finished it. So I may revisit that. Pretty entertaining game. I love the Doom series. I think the production was great. Even those old, even Wolfenstein to some degree was the production was pleasing. And when you get to the later games where they started to get like Trent Reznor involved. Oh no, that was Quake. That's right. What the heck was it? Doom 3. I think they got. Was it the guy from? Was it Tool that they? I forget who that. But I love the theme music from Doom 3. But Doom 1 I never played actually. I don't think I played. I don't remember ever playing Doom 1. Doom 2 I played the bejesus out of. I love Doom 2. So I may revisit one or all of those. Don't know. That may be on the list here. But again, I'm getting way ahead of myself. If it doesn't take me several years to finish Wizardry, it'll be quite a miracle. But so anyway, I think that's all the orders of business I wanted to get to before we dive in here. Yeah, I think we can get started here. So let's create a party. Let's create some characters and create an adventure party. I think that's all I'm going to do in this video here. I'm not actually going to get into the maze. I'm just going to, like I said, it's been 5 years since I interacted with this game, and it crashed. My laptop crashed on me. I lost everything, and before then, crap, I was a kid, and so I may stumble through this here, trying to relearn. In fact, as I'm looking at this, I'm looking at you cannot play without making a scenario disc. Now, I think that's untrue. I think if I just click S here, we can actually, okay, let's see. Place duplicate scenario diskette in Drive 1. Now, this is great stuff. This is how you interact with a PC, people. Forget your network hard drives. Forget your, your solid state drives that you have. What you really need to have is you need to have a cassette diskette drive, and to deal with that, and or a floppy drive. The glory days. Anyway, so I think if we press enter here, yep, there you go. It lets us. All right, we're in the castle. Great. This is real wizardry stuff here, right? No more of me babbling. Well, I'm going to babble the whole way through, so you're going to have to deal with that. But no more of me babbling about unrelated wizardry stuff. I'll probably go off on major tangents here as I play. Right. So Gilgamesh's Tavern, Adventurers Inn, Temple of Kant. Also, interesting. I'm going to make some goofy names for my characters, and they're going to be anachronistic, and they're going to be silly, and you might complain that they're immersion breaking, and I apologize for that. I can't help myself. I have to give my characters. Well, I didn't back in my D&D days. I was real serious about how I named my characters, but when I play games like this that give me freedom and they allow me to, even if I'm into the game, it doesn't matter. If you give me an inch, I take a mile. I make up the most ridiculous names and usually they're just stupid puns. But saying that, it's funny. Things irritate me a little bit about RPG games. Now, they're supposed to be a medieval setting. Gilgamesh, was Gilgamesh not a Babylonian myth? What the heck was Gilgamesh? Can't remember now. But anyway, he was, way before the Middle Ages. He's a legend, a myth that influenced Christian mythology. That might even have influenced Judea and Jews and stuff like that. So, it's kind of, to name something within Wizardry, which is obviously supposed to be a medieval RPG game, is kind of a little anachronistic, and stuff like that irritated me. But even as a kid, it irritated me. I think, I was really excited to get, we used to, all the guides and the manuals for D&D. There was the Monster Guide, there was the Dungeon Master's Manual, and then there was Mythical Creatures and Deities. I can't remember the title now, crap. But there's all this book of listing the possible deities that you could incorporate in your game and your campaign. And a lot of them were like Sumerian myths and gods, Sumerian gods and Babylonian gods. And even the Greek gods are kind of, when it comes to medieval game playing, are problematic. I mean, to have Zeus in there throwing thunderbolts when, the pagan religions of medieval times had more than likely moved on, is strange and anachronistic. So anyway, Gilgamesh is a neat name, so I'm sure that's why they chose it. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to get off on tangent rants, and there you go, you got your first taste. Okay, so Gilgamesh's Tavern, Adventurers Inn, Temple of Kant, becoming dangerously close to profanity there, and Baltek's Trading Post, and the Edge of Town. Now, I think we want to go to the edge of town. The wizardry's a little counterintuitive, and I think to create characters, and obviously you see on the bottom there, character name, class, AC, hit, status, all those Ground Zero RPG statistics there. And I don't know how much. Well, there'll be spells and stuff that my magic users get. I don't know how much more information than that my characters are going to have. It's been a while, so I'm going to keep going back to that. That I really, I don't know how much of the game I'm going to remember. It's going to come back to me. Anyway, it's not real important. So I think we want to go. See, we've got training, maze, castle, utilities, leave game. I think we want to go to training here. Yep, there it is. Okay, great. Create a character, inspect the characters, roster or of characters, leave. Now, right, these guys. I didn't create any of these guys. It just comes with Wizardry. And again, I don't remember whether or not they, this came with the original game. It probably did because, Wizardry was a pretty revolutionary game, and they probably wanted to give you the, first of all, give you an idea of how characters, will ultimately look after you're done making them. But they probably wanted to give you stuff to start off with if, that nobody knew back in the day if you had to create, do I got to create characters? Oh, man, I don't want to play. I'm sure the makers of Wizardry were like, well, maybe some people don't want to create characters. And in fact, maybe some people don't want to go slog through the early levels and create advanced characters. So I guess they gave you characters that, and if I remember right, Wizardry is not so easy. You can die quite often and make stupid mistakes. And later games were really brutal that way. And in fact, I think there's an online MMO of Wizardry now. Don't quote me on this. That everybody's saying is very, very difficult. I might be conflating that with some other game though. But yeah. So anyway, and I think the original company that owned the rights to Wizardry has long since sold out. So it's obviously some other video game maker. If that MMO does exist out there online, you should look for it. It's probably pretty interesting to play. But I hear it's very difficult, and I hear once you're dead, you're dead. Anyway, so I'm going to delete all these guys because they're just going to confuse me. They're not doing me any good. I want to start from scratch. And names like Lou, Finn, Thrax, and Jesus. Come on. What the heck? Jesus is a level 7 dwarf priest. Oh, he's dead. So there you go. You can't even get him back anyway. So, and that's all pretty funny, actually. Jesus, well, of course Jesus is dead. But he rose from the grave, so doesn't that... Well, whatever. A dwarf priest. Jesus is a dwarf priest. Mogwai, Odzot, Mogwai. There's another blast from the past. So yeah, if you're gonna play Wizardry, you're gonna go old school. You're gonna be tempted to go old school with your character names and all that. Odzot, Shaggy, Glory, Iman, whatever the heck that. Step and Zot. Okay, these guys they're all gonna be dead for real here. Let me see if I can figure out how to roster of characters. Maybe that's where I want to go. No, was that? That's just where I came from. Inspect the character. Yeah, I think that's where you get rid of them. Okay, let's get rid of Lou. Lou, we hardly knew ye. Delete. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure Lou's going bye-bye. All right, inspect the character. Finn. And sorry if you think I should have done all this stuff ahead of time so you didn't have to deal with this, but them's the breaks, people. Thrax, that sounds more like a somebody's Halo character or something. Delete. I don't think you can name your Halo characters. I never really played Halo much. I'm not a big fan. Jesus, see you, Jesus. This should show you, Jesus. Mogwai is going to last longer than you. He's next, though, so don't feel too bad. Okay, let me probably end up editing this out because this is getting a little tedious. No, I don't think you can delete several characters at once. They probably didn't want you to make a stupid mistake like that. All right. Okay, and I'm sure by now you can hear my noisy keyboard clacking away. We should probably look at one of these. Let's look at Glory here and see. I probably deleted all the advanced characters. Glory. Oops, no, I don't want to delete. I want to inspect. What the heck is Glory? Anointed Flail, Chainmail, Large Shield. Yeah, he is level 5. Gold. Yeah, so there's a little more elaboration than the bottom list shows. Of course, it's a summary. They can't fit everything in there. Yeah, these are I believe the priest mage. I believe those are the spells that Glory has there. If you look below the vital statistics there, below luck and below status okay, you see mage 000. That's because he doesn't have any mage spells. And then priest 544. He's got 5 first level spells, 4 second level spells, 4 third level spells, etc., etc. Don't know what the asterisk means in front of the equipment there. I think it means magical item. I don't know. Let's read. What the heck does that do us? Okay. Let's see. Priest spells. He's got... oh, yeah. All the good... I think Dios is a heal spell. Bad Dios is obviously a wound spell. Milwa is probably light. Oh, man. It's... Low Milwa is probably a brighter light spell. Dialco. I don't know what all these do. But I'm going to find out, aren't I? Ain't I? Am I not? Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. All right, sorry about that, Glory, but your glory days are over. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Okay, let's just... Oops. Now I'm entering a password. Oh, we have passwords here. Really? Incorrect password. So I can't... I may not be able to delete these guys. Or did I just... No, it wants a password. Let's see. Okay, I have no idea. Probably somewhere in the manual it told you what the password was for that cat. I don't know why that is. Okay. All right, well, we can leave those. I'll just ignore them. Let's get to creating a character. Like I said, they're going to be silly pun names, and I'll try to keep them to subject matters that topical subject matter, and I'm going to leave it to you to figure out where I'm going with these names. But in creating a party, I really don't know what the best wizardry party is going to be, but I want a lot of brute force and I want a lot of healing power. I think in order to avoid dying quite often, that's where I need to go here. So I'm probably going to create 2 fighters. I'm going to create 2 priests, a magic user, and a thief. Now I'm assuming you can make... I don't even know what classes you can make, so let's see what we got here. I think the races are human, dwarf, and elf. Might be halfling too, I don't know. But we'll find all that out, won't we? Okay, so let's make our fighters first. And those of you who watch my channel will recognize that name. And I want him up front taking a lot of abuse for obvious reasons. Okay. Password, come on. I'm just going to set my password to the character name. Let's enter again to be sure. Oops. Now what the heck's going on? I'm trying to backspace and that ain't happening. My first error here. Okay, didn't like all that. Try that again. Okay. I think Ryan Miller's human. Oh, look at those races you can have. Human, elf, dwarf, gnome, and hobbit. I really want to make him a gnome, but I have a feeling gnomes don't have too much fighting power. I want to make him a troll, really, but I don't have that option. Okay, let's go with human. Now, here's the interesting part. I don't want to make an evil party. And I don't want to make a goody two-shoes party. So I think all my party is going to be neutral. And I think that works for Ryan Miller anyway. He's just a neutral kind of guy. I don't think he has very much good intentions. And he probably doesn't consider himself evil. Although I might. Anyway, so we're going to go with neutral there. Okay, bonus points, right. So he's got to have a lot of brute force here. Wow, didn't use that up quick. Okay. He's not very smart, so he doesn't need to be pious. He does need to have vitality. I think, there you go. I think we're done here. Okay. Moves pointer, alter scores, press escape when finished. We are finished. Select class. Oh, there you go. Yep, we're going to keep Ryan Miller. All right, one down. Now let's create another fighter. Okay, and now I'm going to pass this. I don't remember any of this, but whatever. All right, this is going to be a dwarf fighter. What the heck, why not? And neutral. I get a lot of, I wonder if that's the, oh, it seems like dwarves are better made for being priests, huh? Ooh, you can really give him some firepower there. Alright, so he's going to be our tank. Let's leave it at that. We'll give him some decent vitality. I like it. He's going to be a fighter, of course. Yes, we're going to keep Run DMCA. Okay, now let's create... let's create our magic user. Right. Takes some getting used to this need to give your character a password. Well, you know, you don't want any fellow wizardry makers to use your character and get the person killed and left in the maze, I suppose. So, you know, if you take off a friend of yours, he or she may show up and sabotage your characters. Okay, we're going to make elevator an elf because we have a magic user here, and once again neutral. Okay, don't really care that your IQ needs to be up there, and your vitality definitely needs to be up there, you big magic user wimp. Okay, all of that works for me. Oops, I got one more bonus point to a lot. Okay, very good. And of course, magic user. Yes, we are keeping this character. All right, let's create another one. Okay. Don't know if this name's going to fit in there. Yikes. All right, there's a little anti-Islander sentiment. You know, the Islanders were a force back when Wizardry was released, just being released, weren't they? Never thought about that when I'm obviously making fun of the feminist man bossy campaign there too, right? If you got to explain the joke, what do they say about explaining a joke? All right, so, oh dear, password again. Right. Okay, now what the heck are you? You're going to be a priest. And I think you're going to be a dwarf priest. You're going to be neutral. Gonna have a little bit of strength. You're, oops, keep trying to scroll. We might want to give you a little bit of IQ too, so you're not a big dum-dum. Piety needs to be up there. And because you cannot die on us, that's all going, well, you know what? I better give you, well, these guys have terrible agility. Haven't been paying attention. Why does it tell me I can only be a fighter here? Ooh, base IQ, or base stat scores. Yeah, I'm going to have to fiddle around with these. What the heck do you need? Do you need luck to be a... that's unfortunate. Oh, I bet you his IQ is going to be better than that. Now you can be a mage. We don't want you to be a mage. Piety is fine. Maybe it is luck. What the heck do you need to be a priest? Really? A little bit of a stumbling block here, huh? I guess maybe dwarves cannot be priests. Or maybe I'm... Really? Well, right now he can't be anything. There's a class for it. You got no class. Okay. Really? Maybe piety has to be all the way up there? Okay. Difficulties here. Alright. I'm going to press pause here and try to eliminate my own ignorance about creating a priest. So we're gonna put this on hold for a minute. Okay. Okay, silly me. Of course, you can't have a priest that's neutral. Priests either have to be good or evil. They either have to be on Jesus' side or Satan's side. It's just the way of the world, people. Of course. So, let's see if we can change Band Mike Bossy's alignment, which I have a feeling we can't do, so he's going to have to get nuked. Oh, okay, right. I never even finished making him. Never mind. All right, let's make him again. Create character. Alright, and I'm going to have one dwarf priest and one gnome priest, I think. Okay, here's the big question. Now, I'd really like to make him evil, but I wonder if that's going to cause me some issues down the line, such as not being able to use the Temple of Kant if one of my characters dies and I need to bring them there to resurrect them. Alright, we're just gonna be namby-pamby goody two-shoes. Okay, now this is the dwarf character, so we'll give him a little strength. Okay, there we go. Now we have the priest selection. How about that? See, when you play by the rules, doors begin to open up. We need some good vitality. I think I'm going to regret having all these guys about as agile as rocks, but that's just the way it is, isn't it? Okay, so we have a priest. Yep, we will keep him. Okay, next character is another priest. Right. We have 2 fighters, a magic user, and 1 priest. Let's make another priest, and let's see, he's a gnome. So, what the heck do we want to name our gnome character? I'm all out of gnome puns. That's a shame. I should just name him Gnome. Let's, there you go. Okay. I mean, come on, Wizardry. What else would it be besides a gnome? And once again, I should make an evil priest and a good priest so that they fight one another the whole time. But we'll be goody two shoes and gnomes. A little bit of strength. We'll make him a little smarter than than Band Mike Bossy. Obviously, he needs some piety, and he definitely needs more vitality than that. Again, both of my priests have to be there to not die on me. And look, he's got decent agility. That's awful nice of him. Okay, makes me select that twice. Okay, and the last one is our thief, right? Okay. And Snarkeesian is going to be a hobbit. And I think we can get away with going back to neutral again. Okay, only 5 bonus points here. Now, I think we're going to boost up that vitality, and we are going to boost up agility. Yes, let's, I don't think my base stuff, I know, can't alter the base stuff. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... I want to have a little more vitality. Oops, doesn't work that way, does it? Can't have everything in life. Okay. There you go. We've got our thief. Alright, escape. Select class D. Keep this character. Yes. Okay. There we have our characters created. Now, let's see. We've got to equip them. Well, let's go back to the edge of the town real quick. Let's go to training and let's inspect these losers. Level 1 losers. Right. There was probably a way I could have opted out of it. This is going to be tiresome if I've got to... If I give them no password. Let me try that for change password, alter password, right? Alright, if I give him no, let's leave. If I give him no password, does that mean they don't oh, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna, let's change everybody's password here. That was all. I should have known that from the beginning. I should have just alter password, enter new password. Okay, good to go. Let's leave. Inspect. Sorry about all this silly bookkeeping here and being prone to errors and making silly mistakes here. Oops, incorrect password. Password. Oh dear. Oh dear. want to inspect a character, and I want it to be elevator. Okay, alter password. Good to go. Let's leave. Inspect the character. And Mike Bossy. Okay. Just look at Gnome de Plume. Okay. Let's get out of here and inspect the last one. Okay. Alter password. Okay, good to go. Now, let's inspect Ryan Miller here. He's got nothing. He's got a lot of gold, though. That's kind of nice. He's age 14. Sure acts like it. Okay, good, good, good. Gilgamesh is now... I think I have to create the party and then I get to go to the Adventurers Inn? Yeah, it won't let me in the Adventurers Inn without having a party. Okay, oops. Add. Let's add. Now, marching order. There's a phrase I haven't thought about in forever, but it mattered in D&D. I think it matters in Wizardry. So we want... Well, this is how I want it to go down. I want fighters in front, thief and magic user in the middle, and then my 2 priests following up the rear. I want to have, I want to have kind of decent front shields and decent rear shields, and the 2 most likely to die in the middle. Of course, I don't know that that's going to work out quite that way. I'm sure monsters will still be able to reach my middle characters, but sounds good anyway. Okay, Ryan Miller, run DMCA. Okay, we've got Snarkeesian and Elevator, and okay, there they are. There's the party. Divvy Gold. I think that gives everybody the same amount of gold. I don't think I care about that right now. Alright, let's go get these losers some equipment. We will go to the Adventurers Inn. Oops. That's not right. Oh, the trading post. Okay. Who will enter? They all will enter. Well, let's start with Ryan Miller. Alright, he is buying stuff. Definitely needs a longsword. Right. Oops, didn't let me buy that. Purchase. Well, just what I needed. Of course. Alright, and those are just weapons. Do we have... There we go. Wow, breastplates are expensive. Alright, it looks like the only thing you're getting... Gloves of copper are very expensive. Dare to dream. Leather +1, not going to happen. Do we have anything that this guy can afford? Chainmail would be nice, wouldn't it? How about a shield? Small shield. There we go. Alright, we'll get you leather armor, and of course you can't afford a lot of leather armor. Purchase. Leather armor, and a small shield. Oops, didn't quite work out that way. I'm trying to buy 2 things at once. Should just have my thief steal this stuff. Okay, and you can keep the change there, Ryan Miller. Alright. Next character. Oops. And let's get Run DMCA in there. He's going to buy. He is going to... Now, here's the thing. This guy's got a lot more money. Right. Do I want to have 2 sword users so that they fight over the magical items we find, or do I want anointed flail? That's a mean weapon there. I guess it's pretty expensive. Alright, well, we'll start off with 2 long swords. Just what I needed. Okay, now, can you afford anything besides leather armor? You can afford chainmail. You know what? You're going to wear chainmail. Just what I needed. Ryan Miller gets the lower quality armor because he's annoying, so he can die first. Alright, and you're going to get a large shield. I'm going to keep trying to select things before I press purchase. Okay. And we will leave you with your gold there. Okay. Alright, you're done. Now, let's... I guess there's no way to pull the gold now, huh? Okay, 190 gem. Man, Ryan Miller had no money at all. I wonder if I screwed something up there. Okay. You are... Who the heck is this now? I forgot who I... Oh, right, my thief. Alright, so... useless. A lot of stuff useless to you. Do you want to use a staff or a dagger? I think you can buy leather armor, right? Yes, okay. So first things first. Leather armor for you. Whoops, once again, not hitting the P button. Okay, leather armor, and you can use a small shield. Just what you needed, apparently, and we'll get you a dagger. You're a thief. You gotta have a dagger. Alright, and you have a lot of money left over, so probably... Well, we might as well... contingency plan for resurrecting people and having money to do so. So, I think you're done, Snarkeesian. Elevator is next, our magic user. And I think you're going to get a staff. How much? 100? Nope. You're just like... Oh, you know what it is? Because... Maybe it's class-based. Maybe that's how you get your money. Okay, a lot of useless stuff for you. You're going to get a staff. Just what you needed. And let's go forward rather than backward. The robes you need. You gotta wear something. You can't go into the dungeon naked. Suppose you could, but you're not gonna last long. Okay, purchase robes for... Alright, fantastic. Apparently just what you needed as well. I don't think there's going to be much else that you can afford or that is not useless to you. So you are done, elevator. Okay. Ban Mike Bossy. Oh, you can pull gold. There you go. Should have just gotten one person a decent set of armor and let everybody else die. That would be a bad idea, wouldn't it? Okay, bye. Now we are a priest, so it would be nice to have armor as well. Okay, right, so armor as well as a decent weapon. Anointed flail is... Oh, I can't afford that. Anointed mace. Just what I needed. Okay. Now we're going to get you a large shield. Just what you needed as well. And you cannot afford leather armor now, so you're going to have to deal with having robes. Robes and a shield. It's just the way it goes when you're a priest. We'll get you some decent armor at some point here. Okay, so we're done with you. And now we just have Gnome de Plume, who has 187. I think Gnome de Plume's going to have chainmail there. Dan Mike Bossy, I think you're going to be a little jealous. Okay. I could buy an anointed flail and really crank it up a notch, but then I won't be able to afford armor. Okay, so anointed mace, just what I needed. And get you a large shield. This one has a gnome. I don't know how it is that you can use a large shield, but okay then. Alright, and you're going to get some chainmail here. And just what you needed. A gnome and chainmail. Alright, and I think that's everybody with weapons and armor. Right, and I think that's the completion of the first video here, the first Wizardry video. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody else is. Alright, tune in next time when we get into the maze. I guess I'll back out of the trading post here. Edge of town. Leave game. Okay, now. Alright, everybody. That's it for the first round. Thanks for tuning in.